The situation where we are in is that on the 30th of April, the Commission was notified by the UK authorities of granting 41 licenses to the EU vessels who are fishing in Jersey territorial waters from the 1st of May. But there were additional conditions set to these licenses. We have, following the receiving of this, indicated to the UK that we see that the provisions of the EU-UK trade and cooperation agreement that we recently agreed have not been met there, have not been respected. And we also, and why do we say that? It's because that according to the agreement, any new specific conditions to the fishing authorizations that limit the EU fishing activities in the UK waters need to comply with the objectives and principles set out in our TCA, the Trade and Cooperation Agreement, but also have to be based on clear scientific rationale. And those conditions have to be non-discriminatory between the UK and the EU vessels. Also, what is an important point there is that these conditions have to be notified in advance to the other party so that there is sufficient time to assess and to react to the proposed measures. And based on that, we have indicated that until we have received further justifications from the UK authorities, we consider that these new conditions should not apply. Now, as Dana said, we are continuing our discussions with the UK. We call for calm in this situation, and we are doing what is foreseen in the agreement, as well as keeping in mind, of course, the best interests of our fishing community. And for us, just to underline again, but this comes as no surprise, the full compliance with the TCA is essential in this process. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vivian.
I mean, first of all, I think Vivian has set out very, very clearly what our position in this issue is. We're engaging in good faith with the UK to try and solve the situation, and we're calling for calm while we do this. It'll come as no surprise to you that I have no comment to make on individual comments that have been made over the past couple of days. What I can do is set out in clear terms what our dispute settlement mechanism is under the Trade and Cooperation Agreement, which I presume you know off by heart by now. All of this information is available on our website, in our Q&As, and all of the slides that we have published. Very, very briefly, you know that the TCA has this robust mechanism, this robust dispute settlement mechanism to resolve disputes. What is the first stage in this? The first stage is that you engage constructively in good faith with the other side to try and resolve the dispute. So that's where we are right now. I'm not going to comment on hypothetical situations after that. I think you know, though, I mean, just on a factual basis, that if disagreements persist, according to the TCA, the complaining party can then request the establishment of an independent arbitration tribunal. And then, if compliance with the ruling of the arbitration tribunal is not respected, well, then the complaining party can indeed suspend its own obligations in a proportionate way until the other party eventually complies with the ruling. And these cross-suspension mechanisms are an essential tool to ensure that both parties fully respect their commitments under the TCA. That's all that I would have to say on this specific point at this exact moment in time. But otherwise, we are engaging in good faith with the UK, as Vivian said. That's the same as if. We don't answer if questions or hypothetical scenarios. As I said, we're engaging in good faith with the UK right now. You know yourself how the cross-suspension mechanisms work under the Trade and Cooperation Agreement. That includes, of course, the suspension of obligations across all economic areas. I can point you to the various different parts in the TCA that set that out. But look, I'm not going to go down a hypothetical route at this moment in time.
Is there any possibility of something? Strikes me as being extremely hypothetical, and we would not be able to engage with that one, but on the procedure and who could do what done once more.
Yeah, apologies, Tom. I meant to answer that question as well. No, what we're talking about here is in the context of the TCA, which is an EU-UK agreement, right? So in the event of a dispute, the EU and the UK consult each other in good faith. if there is further disagreements, well, then we go through the dispute settlement mechanism that's set out in the TCA, which, if you like, is at EU level, okay? And this is done within the joint bodies that can be established at EU-UK level and not between member states. I wouldn't have anything else to add. I mean, Jack, you are right. There is an issue here, and that is to do with the licensing for EU fishermen. Vivian has set out our position on that. What are we doing about it? We are now engaging in good faith with the UK to try and solve the situation. That's the point that we're at right now, and I don't think it would be right for me or for us to say anything else beyond that point right now.
Indeed, I think what I can say on that there is that why we see that it is for the why it is something that we discuss with the UK government is that it was last Friday that we received this letter from the UK Department for Environment, Food and Rural Affairs, which set those new conditions. So this is why we've answered to the letter, and we are now engaging fully in constructive discussions to see that we could find a solution to this, to make sure that these these additional conditions, either we get more explanations on why they are there to show that they are in line with the TCA and with the scientific rationale which is included in there, or we see changes in there. But so this is the understanding from our side, or this is the reasoning why our counterpart in these discussions is indeed the UK government. Thank you.
Thank you, Vivian.
Thank you. Yes, from what I understand, these are the specific conditions that we received last Friday. Those concern the licensing. Those are the additional conditions which have been set on the licensing for fishing in Jersey. Thank you. In Jersey waters.
Thank you.